Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. I just wanted to start by saying thank you so much for all of your congratulatory comments on the last video to myself and Mr. Kino. Thank you for all of your kind words and all of the love you sent our way. I realize some of you have been watching my videos and been with me on my journey for literally years, and I just feel so blessed to have you in my life, and I'm so excited for this new chapter. Also, I ran my marathon the other day. We got a cute little sub 3:45, just barely, but I would like to add that I was in my late luteal phase, so I'm very proud of myself. She was a beast. The marathon, I mean, but like also kind of me. Okay, anyway, today's reading is a really cool one. We are going to be looking at the secret web of destiny that is woven throughout the different areas of your life, and the specific reasons why certain things happen in one area of your life and affect another area of your life, how that chain of events is actually all divinely orchestrated. I've never done a reading like this before, and I'm really excited to get into it. But just before we do, I want to give a huge thank you to Otter Spirit for sponsoring today's video. Otter Spirit is a gemstone jewelry brand based in Monterey Bay, California, which is home to wild sea otters. These are some of their bracelets that I have. You can see they have the cute little otter charm on them. They actually donate $1 for every bracelet sold to support sea otter conservation efforts. So they have two different sizes of beads. These are of course the mini ones. I do love these. They are cute and simple. They're easy to wear with other jewelry as well. But I have to say, the bigger gemstone beads are just so beautiful. Feeling the weight and feeling the beads rolling on my arm just immediately calms me down. On Otter Spirit's website, the jewelry is sorted by gemstone, by intention, by chakra, and even by zodiac sign, so you can find exactly what you're looking for. I don't know about you guys, but I usually don't set a specific intention when I'm buying gemstones, and I more so just see what I'm naturally gravitating towards, and then I find out later what the crystal is meant to help with, and I find it ends up being just what I need in that moment. So recently I was feeling really drawn to reds, blacks, browns, and then as I was preparing for my marathon the other day, I was like, wait a minute, these are exactly what I need right now. I brought these three with me. We have Rhodolite. I am filled with vitality and purpose. This one is connected to the heart chakra, so we're definitely gonna need that. Red Jasper. I am brave and won't give up. The intention is strength. Definitely need that. And lava rock. I am grounded and calm. I kept them on me for the whole 3 hours, 44 minutes, and 49 seconds, and I would like hear them clinking together. Every time I started to feel anxious or gross, they were a lovely reminder of my strength. They were such a nice little booster. And also my husband and my daughter, Yumi, showed up to support me. That was a huge help and super grounding too. I do have an affiliate link with Otter Spirit down below if you would like to check them out. And all of my affiliate commissions will be donated to the otters, in addition to the usual $1 per bracelet. I also have a discount code for you, Kino30, which will get you 30% off all orders over $99. And for smaller orders, you can use Kino20 for 20% off. Thank you so much to Otter Spirit for sponsoring today's video. Thank you so much to you guys for listening to that. And now let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So the topic for today's pick a card reading is actually based on a suggestion from Patreon. It was super popular, so we are gonna do it over here on the main channel. This suggestion comes from Who Dares Dreams. I'm just gonna read this comment out because I feel like it's better than when I try to explain it, obviously. I was just meditating and got an idea that could be called something like the secret web. In readings, we often separate different areas of our life: career, relationships, personal development, and I think it would be exciting to hear about the connections between them, which we are maybe overlooking. An example, an insight in personal growth leads us to changes in our business, and as a result, we meet new people that impact our lives. Basically, we are going to look at the secret web, or the destined chains of events that link different areas of your life and how they all come together. I've never really done a reading like this before, but I have an idea of how I might want to do it, but Please bear with me. So there are 3 groups to choose from today, and each group has a different bracelet, which has been so kindly provided by our sponsor, Otter Spirit. I'm gonna show you each of these up close one by one, and please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. For my group number 1s, we have red Jasper. For my group number 2s, we have Rhodolite. And for my group number 3s, we have Lava Rock. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the red Jasper bracelet, which I'm wearing right now, this is going to be a reading. I wanna start off the reading with a couple of cards from the Transparent Oracle, and I wanna ask Spirit for a message or a sign to confirm that this is your group. I may use the guidebook because it's my first time using this deck in a reading. So let's get a message for my group number 1s to confirm that they have found their group. We have number 29, so turtles specifically, these look like sea turtles, could be a sign for you. And we have number 21. Okay, if this is your group, you may be feeling like it's time for you to venture off, to go somewhere else. For some of you, this could be literal, like you are feeling the itch to travel or move or just get far away from where you are right now. This could also be an intuitive feeling like it is time for me to move on from something. It's time for me to walk away. And I don't necessarily know to where. I just feel like it is time to get up and start moving. I could compare this energy to someone who's just like walking because something in them is compelling them to walk. Like, I don't even know where I'm going yet. I just feel like I have to move. I have to get going. I have to get away from here. Like, it is time for me to go somewhere else. Maybe we will ground this in a bit more of a concrete way as we get into the reading. But if you have an intuitive feeling like I'm not supposed to stay here, I'm not supposed to just stay where I am right now and keep doing the same things, then this may be your group. You may also be the type of person who just throughout your life, you have been led by gut feelings rather than really detailed plans and analysis. And the camera timer went to 222 as I said that, which is the number of the High Priestess. So this tells me you have a very strong intuition, and you may not always know why you do the things you do, or like why you feel so called to take a certain action. You're like, I just feel it. I just know that this is what I'm meant to do right now. Let's look at card number 21. You could also be very drawn to travel, or there could be a specific country or a specific part of the world that really calls to you. We have Gateway Autumn. Some of you could be born in autumn, or autumn is a transformational season for you. The keywords are reflection, harvest, introspection, gathering, resolution, enjoyment. And then let's look at the sea turtles as well, number 29. Keywords are longevity, support, protection, patience, strength, and endurance. Both of these cards are associated with the direction west. If combined with cards of its own direction, autumn may indicate a deeply emotional and introspective time, but a necessarily cathartic one. If combined with cards from its own direction, Turtle may advise to take matters slowly and steadily in a relationship. So I would also say this is your group if you have been feeling strongly called into an introspective energy right now. Almost like a hermit mode. You feel like you're going to be called into a new direction soon, and you want to get your bearings, I'm hearing. You want to gather up and save your energy and take this time to reflect. Some of you may also feel like a bear that is going into hibernation, or a caterpillar that's about to go into a cocoon. You feel like this is some kind of transformative time where, okay, I'm hearing you're about to see the results of all of your efforts, but you need a period of rest in order for them to show up. So you're not going to see hard work paying off by doing more and exerting yourself more. You actually need rest and stillness for the benefits of your hard work to come to the surface and for you to actually feel them. I'm also seeing an analogy where an object needs to slow down before it changes direction. Like, I need to draw this. Okay, this message is really abstract so far, but if it's making sense to you, then this is probably your group. It's like you've been going fast, and now that you're approaching this vertex or this peak point or this climax, you're like slowing down, and then you're gonna go fast again into a new direction. You can even think of a car. If a car is gonna turn or do a U-turn, it needs to slow down first. And I feel like you're in this space right now where intuitively you're like, okay, I need to slow down. I need to go into a bit of a hermit mode because I'm preparing for something. I'm preparing for some new era. I'm preparing for a direction change. You may not know exactly what that's gonna be yet, but something is calling you in that direction. The direction of west could be significant. I may have already said that. And we have the numbers 21 and 29 too. Maybe you're in your 20s, or maybe you're about to enter or about to leave your 20s. But if any of that was ringing a bell for you, then you have found your group. So let's roll some dice now and see which areas of your life destiny is currently working in. We have 12, 2, 12 again, and 10. So destiny definitely works in hidden ways in your life, and it's less about things that happen to you from the outside and more about the urges that you get to take certain actions. You definitely are showing up to me with a high priestessy kind of energy. I think that you came into this earth with your blueprint for this lifetime. I think a lot of people think they know you, but maybe they actually don't know you as well as they think. Some people maybe don't even know the first thing about you. Like, they think they have you pinned down, and they could not be more wrong. I don't know if that's intentional. Like, you don't really reveal all of your cards, so to speak, or if a lot of people are just, sorry, but like too simple-minded to really understand you. Maybe you just have a depth to you and people can't really meet you there. I do think you're selective about whom you reveal your true nature to and your true heart to, and as such, your life's blueprint. I feel like a pattern that may kind of be frustrating in your life is that popular advice doesn't really resonate with you, and even when people give you advice on a one-on-one basis, you're like, no, that doesn't work for me. Like, that might work for someone else, but that doesn't resonate for my unique path. Yeah, I'm getting a bit frustrated with this because I could see scenarios in your life where you ask someone for advice, they give it to you, it doesn't resonate, and then that person is like, well, why did you ask me then? And it's like, man, I just wish I could relate to someone's guidance, or there was some narrative out there for me that resonated, but maybe not. Like maybe I and my path are just that unique. And I think a big lesson throughout this incarnation that will keep coming up over and over again is like, turn inward, turn inward. So this may be by design, like when you look out there for advice and it's just not resonating with you. You may even be like, I mean, obviously you watch tarot videos or you wouldn't be watching this, but I would bet that like most, maybe you have like one, maybe it's me, no, but maybe you have just like a small handful or like one reader that you keep going back to, because I just feel like not a lot of people can pin down your energy. Yeah, because the lesson is for you to go within, go within. Like your destiny is whispered to you from the inside. That's something that's coming through quite strongly. We do have 2 and 10 here, which are related to the 2nd house and the 10th house. So destiny is going to play a role in your profession, in how you make your money, how you support yourself, and also the public image that you create. I do believe that you are destined to have visibility, but that doesn't mean that you need to make your private life personal or you need to reveal everything about who you are. You can very much keep a private life. And I feel like that is going to be super important for you. But there is going to be some aspect of your life, your work, or what you do that ends up being very visible. I feel like that is your destiny. You're going to be seen and recognized by a lot of people. You are going to enjoy a good reputation, but like how much intimate details you share about your life, I feel like that is up to you. And I would bet that you're going to keep a large chunk of your life and a large chunk of yourself private and just really be known strictly for your accomplishments. Like I don't see you becoming like the public figure that tries to be everyone's bestie or is like super vulnerable and sharing everything. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just feel like that's not your vibe. It will be, your work, like what you do, that is really standing out. Oops, I just knocked this over to the number 4. So some of you, many of you are destined at some point to live far away from your original home. I want to say your original incarnating point. So it's like you're born somewhere where you end up later on in your life. It's like completely different or very far away. There may be a faraway place that you feel really called to. You are destined, if you haven't already, to find a place on this physical earth where you feel at home and where you feel like you really belong. And for some of you, that is not the city, the country, the culture, the values that you grew up in. But there is a place on this physical planet where you feel like, yes, this is my home, these are my people, this is my culture. I am like a fish in water here. I am like a sea turtle in water. You're going to find that place where you belong. And it could very well be your, it starts with you feeling like, I don't belong, there's not a life path for me. And then finding quite a unique profession that fits for you, which then leads to you changing your living situation. And then in the new environment, that is where you get a lot of recognition and where you start enjoying this positive reputation. So let's see how this web is woven for you. We're gonna pull a tarot card for each of these steps. I just saw 1515 though, so I do feel that many of you could be starting, or you had started your journey feeling like you are not good enough. Some of you maybe dealt with low self-esteem as a child, or I mean, I feel like a lot of teenagers deal with that, but that could have been something that was quite hard when you were younger, despite you naturally excelling at a lot of things. I feel like many of my group number ones felt like it was never enough. You give the vibe of like, there's people that you're like 10 times more talented than them, but you're 10 times less confident, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh. I almost just dropped like the whole deck on the floor, but I managed to save it. Okay. Interesting. The few cards that did fall out are the Eight of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Four of Cups. Some of you have maybe also dealt with anxiety, depression at some point in your life. You could tend to be quite hard on yourself in general. How is destiny working for my group number ones? How is destiny tying all of this together? We have Temperance. We have the Seven of Coins. We have the Knave of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. And we have the Seven of Cups. Something that I'm picking up, and it makes sense from the previous messages, I feel like my group number ones, you are destined to have a career that is sort of unconventional. And I'm hearing that most people could only dream of having. Something else that is coming through is that there may be some people who don't fully understand what it is that you do for a living. That could be like, especially people from the older generation, or there could be a lot of people who just like know nothing about the field that you're in. So even if you try to explain to them what it is that you do, they don't really get it. But the people who get it. And to a certain group of people, I feel like the work you do is very aspirational. And I feel like you do your work at a very high level. And that's because in addition to all of the practice you've gotten in this incarnation, this could very well be something that you've done for many lifetimes. And so even if someone were to work their butt off, it will be hard for them to reach your level, because quite simply, you have many incarnations of experience on them. I do think it will take some time for your human body and human mind to catch up to the talent that your soul has. And that could be kind of a frustrating gap while you are still developing your skill, because it's like your soul remembers being a natural at this, and it's taking your human self some time to catch up. And I'm hearing like, to get the coordination, the physical or mental coordination. And maybe that kind of plays into why you feel hard on yourself sometimes, because it's like, you know deep down what your potential is and often feel like you're not meeting it because your human self in this incarnation still hasn't caught up yet. I hope that makes sense. I do think that what you do is very creative, or you bring a creative element to it that others cannot duplicate, and that gives you a sort of edge. It gives you kind of an advantage. It helps you to stand out. So you might do something where standing out is advantageous to you. You also have, no matter how old you are, throughout your life, I feel like you have this kind of childlike spark and magic to you, and this youthful energy, which is very endearing. It's very charming to people. I feel like you have a very likable nature about you, but I also feel that you're the type of person people could project on. People may misunderstand you, make assumptions about you. We talked about that a little bit before. I also feel like you're the type of person, like sometimes people would project their own ideals onto you and then like just get disappointed when you don't meet their own ideals. It's like, I never said I was gonna be that. I never said I was that kind of person. Like you're talking to yourself. You're making your own story about me right now. I have nothing to do with that. So dealing with people misunderstanding or projecting onto you could also be a recurring theme in your life. But yeah, this is kind of coming up a lot where there will be some point in your life where you're like, I don't belong here or I don't want to be here because you are destined to be somewhere else. And I do feel like you're destined to go far away from where you were born, like physically far away or in an environment that is drastically different in like the culture and values and like the social situation that you were born into. You're destined to have like a very different life than what you were born into, if that makes sense. And I think you're going to know that very early on, but there may be a period where you try to conform into like the group, the family, the community, the place or the environment that you're in. You like try to mold yourself into that and it just doesn't work. And I'm kind of seeing like a pendulum swing where you go to the one extreme, which is really, really trying to conform and fit in. And then when you can't sustain that, you swing all the way to the other end, which is like, I've had it. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to get out of here right away. But I feel like the universe will not allow that to happen right away, immediately. It's like you need to be older or you need to have more life experience. I feel like there will be a period where you have to work hard and prepare, maybe save money to go where you're meant to go in a practical and sustainable way, rather than running away from the current situation or like dropping all of your responsibilities from where you currently are to just escape to where you want to go. I can hear your spiritual team saying like, yes, you are meant to go to this new place, but it's not meant to be just to escape. Because your new life deserves more than that. Or like this new place deserves more than that, more than just being an escape. So you might have to take some time, I'm hearing like to do it the right way. To do your research, really learn about this new place or tie up some loose ends where you currently are. Some of you may need to finish a work era or finish a study program or go through certain relationships where you currently are before it's time to move into the new environment. So you are meant to go somewhere else, but I feel like there's a divine timing to it, and there's definitely a stage of preparation involved in it. And it may happen later in your life or just later than what you would have originally wanted. I'm feeling the energy of this like bright-eyed, passionate, and maybe kind of impulsive youth who's like, I just want to run to this new place. I just want to leave everything behind and go here. I don't like it here. And the universe kind of slowing them down and saying like, you still have a lot to learn. You still have some time to prepare, you still have some things to work on, and you will go to this new environment when it's time. But this new environment that you're meant to be in, I feel like this is where your creativity and your individuality is really going to thrive, where you won't have to mask yourself anymore, where you can let your true colors come through and have those really be recognized. It could be something about the nature of this new place that brings out your best traits, or just the fact that you're like far away from everyone you know, or like far away from your old identity that allows you to be free and start over. But I'm definitely feeling like a relocation and a discovery of your self-expression. But there's a period of preparation before that may be kind of mundane and kind of hard, but it's like you have to go through it. So there's connections between, I would say, your creative journey, finding your voice and finding your psychic abilities, where you end up living, and your profession. I feel like you'll find your destined profession somewhere far away, and you'll realize your psychic abilities somewhere far away. Okay, so let's look a little bit into this destined profession or this destined recognition. What does Spirit want you to know about that? We have the Queen of Cups. By the way, guys, Yumi's sitting on my lap right now, so she may be a bit louder than usual because she's closer to the microphone. She's not feeling very well right now, so if you can send her some love, she will appreciate it. We also have the Four of Crystals, which this looks like the Four of Swords. I'm pretty sure it is. I have decks where crystals are wands, where crystals are pentacles. Yeah, and I think in this deck they're swords. Yes, it is. Okay, this is what I know about your destined profession. First of all, with the Queen of Cups, like I say this all the time when a Cups court card comes out in a career reading, you are destined to do something that you love for work. I know that that's not everybody's journey. Some people maybe even don't want to make their passion into a job, like they'd rather keep their passions and what they love separate, and they'd rather their job be just a job. I feel like when this comes up pertaining to career, you need to be like emotionally invested and really love what you do. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of my group number ones, you are destined to have a career that is related to spirituality in some way, or where you are even directly using your psychic abilities or your spiritual knowledge to make a difference in people's lives. Some of you may also be in the arts. You could incorporate both, like art and spirituality. Maybe you create art that is influenced by your spiritual journey. I could also say that some of you will be in a profession that involves you healing others or nurturing others in some way, helping others grow or benefiting in their emotional health or in their psychological health, inspiring people to get in touch with their intuition. Something else that I'm picking up with the Queen of Cups is that there could be a female or a feminine presence who really inspires you to take the career path that you end up going on, or maybe this is even the path that you're already on. And this could be several people, like maybe it's largely women that inspired you. So let's say you're a singer. Your favorite singers could be largely women, or there's one particular like female vocalist who really, really spoke to you and made you feel like you wanted to do it too. There could also be a motherly or a big sisterly figure who really helps you out on this career path, who is sort of like the catalyst for you getting where you need to go. So in terms of destined connections, I do feel like you have, for some of you, it could even be like a fairy godmother, big sister, or female role model sort of energy who is a soulmate to you. And, oh, I want to see like when, at what point in your journey you're going to meet them. At what point in your journey? Okay, wait, I'm already getting, for many of you, you'll meet them virtually first. Like there's sort of an online presence. You will meet them right when you're about to transition into this new environment or shortly after. And they see some seed in you that needs watering, I'm hearing. And they either like water that seed for you, or they help you give yourself permission to nurture and water that seed within you. So they help you be more gentle with yourself and to not be ashamed of your own potential, I'm hearing, or to not be afraid of what your potential could turn into. Rather than like, what if it's weird? What if it's too much? What if it doesn't look like what everyone else is doing? This influence, this figure shows you that that's okay. Also, another thing I want to tell you about your destined profession is that you are not meant to be busting your butt and struggling all the time. At many points in your career journey, it could feel relatively easy, or at the very least, no matter how hard you're working, you're meant to have time to rest. You're meant to take breaks. Nowhere in your life journey, nowhere in the script of your calling is it written that you must go without sleep, you must forego rest, you must beat yourself up, you must work tirelessly, you must work overtime and go all the extra miles to get to where you want to go. No, in fact, you can do it in a sustainable way. I'm hearing in a way where you don't feel like your body is gonna fall apart. So I would say this to everyone, if you're in a job where you literally feel like your body is deteriorating from stress or from overexertion and like you're gonna die, I would never want you to think like, no, but I have to keep doing this because this is my calling, or like if I want to reach my calling, I just have to suck it up. That's not how you're building your destiny. That's not, your spiritual team is saying like that's not written anywhere. Like you can build it sustainably, you can build it with naps, you can build it with time off. Don't fall for that nonsense that you have to be on the hamster wheel all the time. That's not how you're going to build your success. Yes. What other messages or advice does your spiritual team want to give you? We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Eight of Pentacles. And we have the Ten of Swords. Your spiritual team is saying whatever is lighting up your heart, or whatever has recently lit up your heart, is not just a phase. I feel like the way you're gonna find your passion and find your calling, it's gonna be like one little thing that lights your heart up so much and that snowballs into something you put a ton of effort into. And either your own mind or the people around you might try to convince you that like, oh, you're doing too much, it's just a phase. Okay, this is the example that's coming to my mind. Imagine you go to the movies with your friends or family or whatever, and the movie is about a surfer. You come out of that movie, you're like, I'm gonna be a surfer. That movie inspired me so much. I want to become a surfer. And then like your friends or family or whatever are like, really? Just from this one movie? Like they're thinking it's just going to be a phase. Maybe part of you is thinking it's just going to be a phase, but maybe that one movie was enough to plant the seed in you. Maybe that one movie was enough to remind your soul. It's like you see something once, you are exposed to something once, and you are activated. Your soul remembers, and then maybe you go home from that movie and you buy a surfboard and you book a trip to the sea and you find a teacher and you start watching videos of surfers. Like it snowballs into something that you're putting a ton of effort into, but it may seem like such a small thing that lit it up. It only takes one match to light a whole giant fire. And it doesn't matter how big or small the match is, because once it's lit, the fire is gonna grow. So never underestimate what can inspire you, and never underestimate your own ability to discern what is lighting up your soul and your own ability to keep that fire burning. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be like the smallest little reminder of what your soul is here to do. It could be something you see in a movie. It could be like a podcast. It could be one song you listen to. You know why I literally live in Japan now? It's because of some video game character that spoke Japanese and some Japanese lyrics in a song. Like, it's such small things, but they snowball. And that was like 20 years ago. And look at me now. So yeah. Anyway, the advice from your guides is it doesn't have to make sense to your logical brain of like, oh, that's not a good enough reason to start this new path. That's not a big enough thing to light you up. If you're inspired, you're inspired. If you're activated, you're activated. If your soul is reminded, your soul is reminded. So pay attention to those things that light you up and make you want to do research, that make you want to study, that make you want to practice. And don't ever feel like it's silly or like it's not going to amount to anything, because it is. Okay, group number 1. I think that those are all the messages for you, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extendeds that go up every month. You can also watch full-length pick a card readings that are just for the members, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, anyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi, number 2s. So if you guys chose the Rhodolite bracelet, which I'm wearing right now, this is going to be your reading. I want to start off by pulling a couple of cards from the Transparent Oracle. And I want to ask Spirit for a message or a sign to confirm that this is your group. So we have 3 cards that just fell out all together. Number 12, number 55, and number 16. Okay, just judging from the numbers of these cards, this seems like a stagnant situation in your life is about to get jolted awake, especially a situation that has been stagnant because of someone's inability to make a decision. Or yeah, like some kind of stalling energy. This, I believe, is lightning. I'm just going to double check, but I'm pretty sure, yes, this is lightning. It's associated with the direction south. The keywords are release, drama, cleansing, power, change, destruction, insight. Number 16, those kind of look like snakes, yes. Fertility, wisdom, healing, regeneration, energy, and rebirth. And number 55 is the Mermaid. Healing, intuition, seduction, love, mystery, and depth. We have the keyword of healing twice. So lightning, mermaids, and snakes. One or several of these could be significant signs for you. We also have 2 cards associated with the direction south and 1 card associated with the direction below. So all of them are like downward cards. Snake may indicate a sudden and intense but much needed period of transformation. A dramatic, and then this card says, a dramatic and powerful transformation may be indicated. So we're kind of getting the same messages appearing over and over again. An intense period of transformation that is healing. Someone is getting jolted with a moment of clarity, and they're finally able to make a decision. So if you have felt like your life is on hold because of your own inability to make a choice about something, I feel like these cards are saying that clarity is coming to you very soon. Others of you may feel like you're left hanging because of someone else's inability to make a decision or to come forward, and I feel like that situation is going to be resolved. Mermaid says, as native beings of water, they live by intuition and impulse and reveal mysteries of old magic and healing to those they take a liking to, opening some of the deepest gateways of the underworld. So this inability to move forward was because of an unwillingness to look at deeper levels or to look at something that was uncomfortable. If you were unable to make a decision about which direction to go in your life, it may have been because of an inability or an unwillingness to dig deeper and see what actually motivates your decisions, especially things that are not so pretty, like fears, insecurities. I just heard materialism, like an attachment to the material world that was motivating your decisions. Or maybe there was a part of you that was shielding yourself from seeing the truth of what was motivating someone else. Things that were once hidden are coming to the surface. This is bringing clarity, and it's getting a situation unstuck. Yeah. So if you've been in a period of stagnation, of confusion about your own intentions or about someone else's intentions, then this may be your confirmation that you have found your group. Let's go ahead and roll some dice and let's see how destiny is working in your life right now. We have number 2, number 8, number 3, and number 1. So in terms of the web of destiny that is running through your life, it seems like a choice that you make with regards to your finances and career is going to lead to a significant partnership which expands your ideas and in some way fundamentally changes how you identify or how you express yourself. Some partnership is cracking your mind open and allowing you to see yourself in a more open-minded way. Maybe see strengths where you didn't once see them. Let's go ahead and ground this message a little bit more. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the Tower. And And we have the World. Okay, this is about a chain of events that leads you to the realization that you are so much more than you once thought. That you can achieve so much more, that you can soar to much higher heights. Basically, you had a smaller view of yourself and what your strengths were and what you were capable of. Some of you may still have this kind of smaller minded view. And if you resonated with this message about not being able to make a decision about what path to choose, I'm hearing it's no wonder. Because if you're underestimating yourself, if you don't know your true potential, and you don't know, like, you would be successful if you chose this path, you may be looking at options for yourself that are too limited, or you're not even considering certain paths because you just assume that you wouldn't be successful, or you assume that there would be nothing there for you. And I feel like there is some fated connection that is opening your eyes to the opportunities that are actually out there for you. There is a soulmate coming through in this reading, but it feels like a friend, like it's a platonic soulmate. This person is likely around the same age as you, or even if you did have an age gap, that would not hinder your ability to relate to each other. So this could be like, if this was someone who's older than you, they probably have quite a youthful spirit. If this is someone who's younger than you, they probably have quite a mature spirit. So you have no problem engaging with them as an equal. This is someone who is very intelligent and who can read people very well. Something else that is coming through is that they're someone who tends to, like, they lift up the mood of everybody around them, but they mask their own pain with humor and with like a cheerful spirit. And I feel like you are going to come across this person at a job, and I just heard kind of like an insignificant, that's not to say that any job is insignificant, but maybe like in the grand scheme of your life, that job doesn't have much to do with what you ultimately end up doing. Like it could be some part-time job that you have, or just some temporary job that you pick up. You could meet them at summer school. Okay, that's like a really specific message coming through. Like a temporary work or a temporary school situation that is like a blip in the grand scheme of what you're doing. You're going to meet this person there, and this is a destined connection. You're going to build a friendship with this person, and your relationship with them is kind of bittersweet because in their lifting you up, you also come to realize the ways in which you had been devaluing yourself or judging yourself when you never needed to, or seeing certain traits of yours as weaknesses or wrong or bad or too much or too little when they never were. This person just lifts you up as you are and celebrates you as you are. And in some ways, it's providing a stark contrast to your previous relationship with yourself or your previous relationship with others, where you didn't get that treatment, where you weren't seen and accepted and uplifted just as you are. It's maybe a moment of realizing the love and support you deserve. And there's a bit of an irony here, because whatever environment you're meeting this person in, they're helping you realize, like, I can go so much farther than this environment. So like, you might meet them at a job, but then they make you realize, I can do so much more than this job, or like, I'm not meant to be here. I can be doing something greater. I can be doing something more challenging. Or in the very workplace you meet them, they help you realize, I'm not being valued here. I'm not being treated as well as I deserve to be treated here. yeah, that's another reason why it's bittersweet, because you develop such a friendship with this person in this environment, but they're also helping you realize that you should leave this environment, as in you wouldn't be seeing them all the time anymore. It's like a classmate or a coworker or some kind of teammate. And it's unselfish of them, right? Because they could selfishly tell you like, no, you should stay, because they like you and they like your company, but they're helping you realize that you are meant for more. They are giving you courage to speak up for yourself and sort of leave everything behind. Like the tower and the world, that's an old life falling apart, and now the whole world is your oyster. So they're giving you the courage to expand your horizons, to go for something bigger, to go for a bigger challenge, to go for a bigger position, to aim higher. They're like, this is that type of relationship you will think of for the rest of your life. This could even be a teacher, like a teacher, a mentor, a boss, but the very important part of your dynamic is that they feel like equals. So even if they were in a higher position than you wouldn't, when you're talking to them, you don't feel like, they don't talk to you like someone who is above you. They make you feel like an equal. Yeah, this is making me so emotional, because even in those situations, right, a boss could selfishly say like, no, you should stay with us because, they like you, and maybe it's in the company's best interest to keep you because you're good at what you do. But they're selfishly saying like, no, I think you can go farther. I think you don't need me. I think you don't need us. It's like that kind of vibe. Go, be free, go see the world, go do more. What you've thought about yourself and how limited you are is a lie. And I'm not going to uphold that lie to keep you here just because a part of me wants to keep you here. I'm going to help you see how big you really are so that you can fly free, even though I will miss you when you do that. Wow. So you were destined to enter into this place of work or place of study so that you could meet this person, so that they could help you break the limiting way that you see yourself and identify in a new way as stronger, as more powerful, as more capable, just as bigger. Like you can do bigger, more badass things. And then to free yourself. Aw. Like a little birdie flying out from the tree. I don't know why I said that, but I just imagine like when a baby bird jumps off the branch and flies away, leaving the nest. Okay. Let's see what this will lead to for you. Oh my gosh, we have the Sun and Judgment. We have the cards 19 and 20 here. 2019 and 2020 could have been very significant years for you. Yeah, you definitely are a free spirit, and it seems like you have maybe spent a lot of time denying your calling because it felt like something that was too big for you or something that you weren't ready for. I'm seeing an analogy of like you've been a big fish in a little pond, I think, for a lot of your life, but you identify as a little fish. You don't realize that you are this big fish and that you're meant to be out in the big sea. and you're meant to be free. I think you're also destined to have a certain level of independence in your life. Something else that is coming through, and I have to be really careful with my wording here because I want to make a distinction between like solitude and loneliness. But the more you honor your soul with your decisions, the more you live a life and make choices that are authentic to you, the more alone you would be, but you will not feel lonely. It's like if you tried to mask who you truly are and make inauthentic choices, you could be surrounded by a ton of people, by a huge social circle, by tons of friends and acquaintances and peers, but you would feel lonely. If you let your soul lead and make authentic choices, there will be fewer people in your life. You will find yourself moving alone a lot of the times, but you will never feel lonely because you haven't abandoned yourself. You may be destined for a life of more solitude than others, or of having a smaller social circle, a smaller circle around you, but who really knows you and really loves you and really celebrates you. Also, that dream that you have, you are meant to do it. It's not meant to fizzle out and be a what if. You don't want to get to the end of your journey thinking like, what if I had just gone for it? So I feel like this is you, this energy of not being able to make a decision. I feel like in a way that is representing your energy. Like you've known there's something that you want to do for a long time, and it's just been sitting there in the back of your mind, and you still haven't given yourself a chance to see what could happen if you gave it your all. Like what could happen if you really locked in? And you are meant to, you are destined to. Like I want to say you can't get to the end of your journey being like, what would have happened if I had just given that my all? I guess we'll never know. No, you have to find out. You have to go for it. And if this reading is finding you, divine timing may literally be right now or pretty darn close to right now. Because you have this lightning and these snakes that are talking about a powerful transformation. We're actually in the year of the snake right now. This is going up in 2025. And next year is year of the horse. So I think regardless of when you're watching this, divine timing is right now. Divine timing was yesterday. Like, it's time to go. And people in your life, these people who really see you and see your potential, they can give you all the validation in the world, but they can't pursue your calling for you. I think the biggest part of your purpose is that you're meant to be free. And I want to clarify, you're meant to be free emotionally and spiritually as well. So if you are pursuing your calling in the physical sense, if you're going through the motions of pursuing your calling, but you're playing by someone else's rules, or you're playing by society's rules as you do so, then is that really your calling? Because the vibrational signature of it is freedom. And so, for example, freedom doesn't just mean I quit my 9 to 5 and I'm doing my own thing. Yes, that's like the action of it. But if you're pursuing your creative path, but you're giving into the pressures of what to make or how to present yourself, if you're playing by someone else's rule book, if you're conforming to what you think other people expect of you, that is not the vibrational signature of freedom. So I guess I say all of that to say, make sure that you're not just like performing freedom or going through the motions of freeing yourself, but you actually feel free on an emotional and spiritual level. Something else coming through is that your guides are going to start to show you more dreams to let you know that it's time to go now. What else do you need to know about what this is going to look like? We have the Page of Stars. So this is the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's time for a new journey in your career or studies, quite literally. Some of you, in order to step into your calling, will need to be okay with being in... Oh, okay. There's a couple different ways I can interpret this. The first thing I was going to say is you would need to be okay with being in a beginner role. So starting something as an amateur. The other interpretation is, even if you are at an advanced level of something, you may still need to be comfortable with starting from the bottom. So for a while, you may feel like the position you're in is like below what you can do, but if you stay the course, it's going... Okay, I need to draw again. I was drawing for group 1 too. Okay, I feel like this reading is going to be weird because I'm drawing pictures and... Anyway, this is your current situation, the big fish in the little pond. As you enter into your destined situation, for a while, you may feel like a fish in a narrow river where, yes, the space may be too small for you, but if you keep swimming forward, eventually you will get to the sea. In the current situation, you can't swim to the sea because you're in a pond. It feels like dead end or just not going where you want it to go. So, you need, some of you, I'm hearing like you may need to kind of be humble, even if you're like, no, I can do more than this. Yeah, or pace yourself. It's either be humble or pace yourself. Like, yes, we're gonna get to the big sea eventually, but for now, we have to swim through this little river. We can't skip steps. It's like when you're reading a textbook and you're like, oh, I already know this. I'm gonna skip forward. And then you don't get the basics. Yes, you may know some of this stuff, but you still have to go through chapter 1 and chapter 2. So it's like, be patient, be humble. There's still basics for you to learn. And even if something feels too easy, there could still be value in it that you're not seeing. You have to go through the stage of being a page and not skip ahead. That's your advice. Okay, there's one more deck that I want to use, so let's get a couple of cards from this deck. We have the 7 of Cups, and we have the 8 of Swords. Yeah, this is, okay. This is definitely the energy of someone who is holding back, who is maybe underestimating themselves. I think you may have very vivid dreams showing you what it is that you're meant to do. I also feel like you have dreams in the sense of like a big wish for your life. But when it comes to actually moving towards it, there is some blockage or stalling. And this is like what I picked up at the very start of the reading. And it could have to do with overwhelm about how much effort it takes in the 3D. Like all of the practical steps, all of the steps that are not so fun. When you dream about it, you can just live out the fun parts and the exciting parts. But there's also a lot of just like labor and trial and error and hiccups and the mundane parts that goes into it. And a part of you could be resisting that. You need to be just ready and prepared that like it's gonna be work. And it's not always going to be fun and exciting. And there's gonna be times where you don't really have a clear vision and you just have to keep going. This is textbook, like when I look at this energy, it reminds me of the fact that it's so easy to start a project. But then once you get a few steps in, you don't want to finish it. Because now it like, you get out the initial idea, now comes the trial and error and like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. No, that's not going to work. I have to find a way to make this cohesive and tie it all together and it's a pain in the butt. Like starting a new project is always fun and exciting. Finishing a project is always fun and exciting. A lot of the middle part is a pain in the butt. And so I feel like there's some part of your brain that is like avoiding the overwhelm and just like the blahness of the middle part of the journey. And so you're not even starting, or like you're starting and getting stuck. You have to push through the hard part or the mundane part. And you're underestimating your ability to do that. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're like, no, I'm not going to be able to do it. It's too overwhelming. And then you don't try, or you don't give yourself enough of a chance to see that you can do it. You're underestimating yourself, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because you get better at the hard stuff by doing the hard stuff. You get good at it by sucking first. And there's a part of you that like wants to skip over that or doesn't think you can get through it. And it's like, well, if you think you can't get through it, then you're right. And you won't. But if you just try it and just do it, like you'll get through it better than you're thinking. Like, yes, it's going to be hard, but you're going to do better than you're giving yourself credit for. I hope that this is making sense. If this is your group, it will make sense. So, Spirit, if Spirit hasn't already, Spirit is orchestrating a destined connection for someone to remind you of what you're really capable of, and for someone to remind you or show you how you've been kind of playing it safe in your life. But these relationships are not enough to propel you in the right direction, because the last ingredient is you. You can get all the positive feedback from others. You can watch all the readings. You can see all the dreams and all the signs. But the final and most important step is you. And also I will add in there that Techniques don't manifest, you manifest. A technique only works because you believe it works. I just felt like saying that. Maybe someone needed to hear it. The technique itself is irrelevant. You're the magic. You're the force, the power that makes it happen. We gotta stop underestimating our magic, I think. And I feel that message in a kind of tough love way. Like this underestimating yourself, it's not cute. It's old. This is old news. Like, it's almost 2026. Are we really still? No, we're believing in ourselves. Okay, I think that's everything for my group number 2s. So, oh my gosh, look what's at the bottom of the deck. 4 of Wands. Like, your wish is gonna come true. Sunflowers could be a significant sign for you. We just gotta do it and not be afraid. Or we can be afraid, but but not let the fear stop us. Do it scared. Okay. Yeah, these are all of my messages for group number 2. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extendeds that go up every month. We also have exclusive full-length pick a card readings that are just for the members. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, anyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the lava rock bracelet, which I'm wearing right now, this is going to be a reading. I just wanted to mention that right before I started filming your group, I randomly got Bad Romance by Lady Gaga stuck in my head, so that could be a significant song to someone. But anyway, let's get into it. I want to start off by pulling a couple of cards from the Transparent Oracle. And I want to ask Spirit for a message or a sign that this is your group. Maybe Bad Romance already was that sign for someone, but I just want to get a confirmation for you guys that you have found your group. Ooh, this one looks cool. This is card number 99. Maybe we have some 1999 babies who chose this group. Or is it 66? No. Actually, I have no idea. We'll find out though. I'm gonna look in the guidebook. I also just saw 111. Okay. I dropped a bunch on the floor, but I'm not gonna take those. I'm just gonna take the one that fell out on the table. Okay, so we have number 62. Let's look at the guidebook and see what number this card is. It was 66, not 99, but the number 99 could still be significant. This card is called Telepathy. Keywords: psychic connection, thoughts, openness, transmission, reception. The elements are spirit and air. Telepathy is represented by circular patterns of energy radiating from the brow chakra. Is that the third eye? I don't know. Telepathy is a skill or latent talent that enables the transmission and reception of ideas, words, images, and symbols. This is the kind of etheric connection in which we may perceive the thoughts of others, sometimes to the point of clear psychic ability. On a mundane level, this card may indicate seeming to know what other people are about to say, or who it is that is calling on the phone. Common occurrences that are connected to telepathy. And then we also have number 62. Dream. Telepathy and dream. Okay. Keywords: unconsciousness, precognition, limitless, soul journeying, symbols. The elements are air and water. The chakras are throat and brow. I'm pretty sure the brow is talking about the third eye because that's, where it's located. Dream is represented by many streams of color, leaving the sleeping self and spreading out of their physical limitations, forming beautiful patterns. Dream is the language of the unconscious mind, a limitless landscape in which the self may encounter itself in many forms, and nothing is what it seems. In our dreams, we may be inspired or terrified or even receive communication from past lives, departed loved ones, or the divine. In dream, we enter a place where normal linear rules do not apply. Take me to another dimension. Tonight the rules do not apply. Basically, if this is your group, you've probably been having some weird experiences with dreams and telepathy. Maybe you've been receiving telepathic messages in your dreams. Maybe you're experiencing a psychic connection to someone. That could be someone on this earth or someone in another dimension, someone in the spirit world. You may be having a bit of a psychic awakening. You may sometimes feel like you're going crazy a little bit. I'm sorry, these look like nipples and it's distracting me. Anyway, these cards are really similar, eh? With the hands and the faces. There could be like imagery, signs, symbols, numbers that have been following you around. And this is a reading about destiny. So I would bet that that's what these messages are trying to get your attention about. The repeating signs that you're seeing, the dreams you're having. The telepathic connection you're experiencing could be with someone you're destined to meet. Let's get into it. How is destiny working in your life? We have the number 4, the number 3, the number 6, and the number 2. The number 4 is actually making me think of a period where you are stuck at home. I don't know where the stuck is coming from, but the 4 relates to the 4th house, which does have to do with your home. It can also talk about like your sanctuary, your inner world. So it does feel like a period of solitude and reflection, but for some reason it was coming through that you are stuck at home. This could be like a past energy or something that is going on right now. And maybe it has to do with, like, some of you could be sick and so you're stuck at home, or which by the way, if you are, I hope you feel better soon. You could be stuck at home because of some plans that got canceled, or you could just not feel like going anywhere. But there's this period of limited interactions with the outside world, and this is divinely guided because someone in the spirit realm wants you to stumble upon a new idea. So when you are by yourself, you could have this download come in. You could hear a telepathic message. Maybe you're stuck at home, so you're like, I might as well take a nap, and then you have like a really powerful dream. It's like you were kept home by a circumstance out of your control. maybe you were supposed to go to school and then school was canceled, and then you're like, oh, well, I guess I'll just go back to sleep. And then you have this really powerful dream, or someone cancels on you. And so you're stuck at home on a Friday night, but then you go down a rabbit hole and you make a really amazing discovery. And that brings you an epiphany about what you want to do with the next chapter of your life. It's like destiny will hold you in your home or in your sanctuary by yourself, because there's some revelations to be had, or there's a dream to be had, or there's a telepathic message to be received. And it's going to change the way you live your everyday life from here on out. It's going to lead you to making some changes to your routine that you wouldn't have otherwise made. And it's going to bring you new abundance into your life and a new sense of purpose. Ooh, this one is interesting. Okay. Let's get some tarot cards to further ground this message. This was kind of giving like lockdown energy. So for some of you, it could be talking about that period. Like if this is something that already happened. But it's like, yeah, it was coming through like being at home when you didn't want to be, or you weren't planning to be. And you're like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I don't have any plans for the day. So I'll just kind of dilly-dally, or I'll just sleep. But that's like exactly what you're meant to be doing, because it puts your mind in the right place to receive this transmission. I also feel like if you're unable to stick to your routine, that is also divinely guided, and it's a sign that you need a new routine. And it's not your failing that you can't stick to it. It's a sign that it's like it's just not for you. You may need more room to breathe than most, I'm hearing, or more cushioning in your schedule. I feel like you're not someone who does well with a really packed schedule. Like from 1 to 2, I'm going to do this. From 2 to 3, I'm going to do this. You may need to give yourself like 3 hours to do a 1-hour task, because you're going to go on side quests, or you're going to start experimenting, or you're going to have a new idea that comes through the silence. You need those periods for your mind to be still, especially right now. So things getting canceled or things falling through is divinely guided. But I also want to say, like, if you're just like not feeling bothered to do stuff, that's also divinely guided. If you're feeling quote unquote lazy, or feeling like you don't want to do your routine, you don't want to do your responsibilities, you don't want to do your work, like you just want to take a break, that's also divinely guided. So I would give you the advice to not push through that and force yourself to be active and force yourself to be productive. Go with the flow of how you're feeling as much as you can. I know sometimes life doesn't allow for that. I know these are 62 and 66, but they also look like 26 and 99. And that's kind of cool because like this is going up in 2025. And so if you're born in 1999, then you're 26. Okay, anyway, let's ground this message a bit more. We have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's a situation where you're physically still, but your mind is racing. Like there's so many ideas coming to you. You're in a period right now of a lot of ideas coming to you, and some of them are going to make perfect sense to you. Some of them are going to be like, what the fuck was that? Like you might have a dream that's really emotionally powerful, that really stays with you, but you have no idea what it was trying to tell you. If I could give you some advice Try to document as many of your ideas as you can, because even if it doesn't make sense now, at some point it will. We have the Six of Swords. You're doing a lot of healing during this time as well. Accelerated healing. You are going to talk yourself through your own healing. You could be automatic writing or like talking out loud to yourself. There's also, okay, this is a really specific message, but if you were thinking of purchasing like a reading from someone, I'm not saying don't do that, like support your local readers, but you might have an epiphany very soon and then realize you don't need the reading anymore. So I would just like sleep on it. Or like if, I don't know, this message is like if you were going to pay to book some kind of session with another person, even if it's not a reading, you might just find the solution you need on your own and not need the session anymore. Yeah, even like both of these are swords cards. That's the mind, and then this is associated with Mercury. You're just like a super receiver for transmissions right now. We have the Knight of Cups. That's so funny because I was like, there's some beings who are talking to you. I was thinking back to that telepathic connection, that psychic connection, and we have the Knight of Cups here. So this is someone who loves you, someone who cares about you. This could be like a loved one who is on the other side, who's communicating with you. They are still with you. These could even be like non-earthly beings who are benevolent and who love you and who are guiding you. For some of you, the higher self of a person, you've been telepathically talking to them. Honestly, it's probably all of the above for a lot of you. You are channeling several beings, but they love you. And I feel like their energy probably feels quite familiar to you. And they want to help you make some changes in your daily life that might seem small, but they're actually divinely guided because they're going to help you manifest big abundance into your life. They're going to help you restore your sense of purpose in what you're doing. Small changes that will make huge progress in your career. I'm thinking of like if you turn a ship just 1 degree, by the time it goes a certain distance, it's going to be way in a different place than if it hadn't just shifted that 1 degree. So you're having epiphanies about small changes to make in your life. It's not like, oh my gosh, I just realized I need to do a whole 180. It's like, I'm going to tweak this little thing in my life. And in 6 months from now, in a year from now, it's going to put you in a completely different place. And that's the way these beings communicate with you. They don't, because they don't want to overwhelm you or shock you. They don't want to come in and say like, hey, you need to do your life completely different. I feel like they give you gentle nudges of things you could try. And it feels very loving. If you've made any changes to your routine or your schedule recently, I feel like those were divinely guided. I'm dropping cards on the floor. I feel like I'm kind of clumsy today. Oh well. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. Okay. Let's get one more card for you. We have the Three of Cups. So this is abundance with your friends or abundance with collaborators. So some change you're making to your routine and your schedule is going to allow you to unite or reunite with soul family members who you will then collaborate with and manifest abundance together. That's cool. The beings who are telepathically communicating with you could be like shared spirit guides that you have with your soul family. They could literally be the higher selves of your soul family that are just gently nudging you, helping you to find them or helping you to reunite with them. But they'll talk to you best when you're alone. So this is like the best advice I could give you is like, don't fight the flow. If the plans change and you have to stay home and have a boring day or a boring few days, don't fight that. Because the time alone, the time in the silence, that's when your brain's going to be cooking and the ideas are going to be coming and the telepathic communications are going to be coming. If you don't feel like doing anything, don't force yourself. Embrace that call to be still. That's wisdom. Okay, your soul friends are trying to find you. That explains the telepathy. Let's look into that a little bit more. A Gemini with Mercury in Cancer could be significant. I also want to say a Pisces with Mercury in Aquarius could be significant. Wasn't one of these cards air and one of these cards was water and air? I'm going to double check that because all the cards that we've pulled so far are water and air. Especially Cancer, Gemini, Aquarius, Pisces are coming through as significant. Libra and Scorpio could be significant as well, of course. But yeah, the dream card is associated with air and water, and telepathy is associated with air. So air and water are really significant. All of these cards here are air and water. And Mercury energy is significant too. So like air, sun, water, moon, water, sun, air, moon, water, sun, air, Mercury, air, sun, water, Mercury. These kind of combinations could be significant to this group. They don't have to, but that could definitely be a confirmation. We literally have the moon. So you're dreaming about your soul family, but you're also dreaming with them. Like, that's okay. That means a lot of things. You're meeting up with them in the astral realm. I feel very emotional when I say that. I feel that in my heart space. Your heart chakra is actually connected to your astral body, so that makes sense. You're meeting with them in the astral realm. You're meeting with them in your dreams. You're having a shared experience in your dreams, but also you're dreaming together in the sense of you are birthing a dream onto this earth together. You're manifesting a collective dream onto this physical plane. You have a telepathic connection with your soul family. They probably communicate with you best in dreams and sleeping, but just at night or at quiet times in general is when they will come through. They're very good. The energy of your soul family is very good at snapping you out of a funk. Like when you start to be mean or unkind to yourself, or when you start to get in a doom kind of energy, like dread and doom and gloom, and you're like, wait, let me pick myself back up. Oh wait, I'm being dramatic, I'm fine. And you cheer yourself up again. I feel like that's the influence of your soul family. We also have the High Priestess, more water energy, more moon energy, more psychic energy. This is incredibly psychic energy. It's also divine feminine energy. You could have strong feminine energy within your soul family members, regardless of your genders. I also think that you're all like mutually aware of each other. You could very well already know each other or know of each other, or you have crossed paths in some way, maybe without even realizing it. And so you're either currently going through or you're about to go through a new stage of your spiritual awakening that makes you feel crazy. And I heard, even I feel like I'm going crazy. And what I think that means is, like, even you, someone who is already spiritual, someone who is already open-minded, you're going to be going through things that even to you, it feels a little bit out there. It feels a little bit woo-woo. Like, no, surely that's not possible. The limits or the comfort zone of what you can believe in is being stretched a little bit at this time. Maybe you're receiving messages about what you're destined to achieve, and you're like, no, that sounds a little bit out there. Or messages about your soul family, what you'll do together, how you'll come together, that feel kind of out there. And that's okay, because your doubting them or questioning them doesn't stop them from happening. So it's okay if you have healthy skepticism. That's allowed, that's welcomed, but destiny will show you otherwise in time. So yeah, in terms of advice for actions to take, it's changes in your routine, little changes that will add up over time, and I keep wanting to say 6 months to a year. In 6 months to a year from now, you'll be living a significantly different life. And in about like 1.5 to 2 years, your life will be unrecognizable in the best way. Let's look a little bit into your union with your soul family. We have the Nine of Swords, more air. We have the Heart of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles. And we have Judgment. There is a member of your soul family whom you haven't met yet, and they are very eager to meet you. But you definitely feel their energy already. It's just that I think a lot of the time you are doubting it. So it's like you're doubting that a person like this would exist, or a person like this would be real. And maybe this has to do with past experiences. So for example, maybe there's a certain type of friend that you would really love to have, or a certain type of romantic partner that you would really love to have, but people you have met up until now are just not that. In fact, they might be the opposite of that. And so as more time goes by, you start to feel like, well, maybe this person or this type of person just doesn't exist, or maybe I'm just never going to meet someone like that. For some of you, If you really resonate with feeling a telepathic or a psychic connection, you might feel like, well, maybe it's just a spiritual connection, and maybe I'm not actually going to meet them in the 3D, or maybe this being I'm feeling is just a spirit and they're not actually a human, and maybe I'm not going to physically meet them in this lifetime, or we're just not going to come into physical union. It's you maybe feeling kind of pessimistic in that sense about the realness of it, about the physical reality-ness of it. Because the Judgment card after that does feel like a holy shit, you're real. You do exist, or holy shit, you actually appeared. You actually manifested. And your physicality, your physical existence matches the telepathic experiences and the dreams, which feels a little bit surreal. But when I look at all three of these cards together, it very much feels like being worried that something's not real or something's not going to manifest, and then holy crap, it is. So it does feel a bit unexpected, and that's just so cool, because the only advice that's been given to you is to make small tweaks. Your guides are not saying you have to do a complete upheaval of your life to get back on the right track. It's like, no, you just gotta turn 1 degree and then give it time. And then you'll end up somewhere very different. And to just be, I think another piece of advice would be to just be in that constant process of checking in with yourself, honoring when you need rest. Forcing yourself to be productive just for the sake of being productive will be a hindering energy. Saying like, I need to get this task done just because I wrote it in my planner, or like just because I said I was going to do it today, even though the energies are not pointing toward me doing that today. I don't feel like doing it. Like, it's not the vibe for today. Like, go with that. Go with the flow. Go with the feeling. Go with the vibes. I know it's not very, like, I don't know, hustle, grind, productivity, but the flow will tell you where to go. It's really important. You may just need more moments of recalibration. Like, this period of your life is not the time to charge ahead and have tunnel vision and stick to a plan just for the sake of sticking to a plan. If you have a 10-step plan, check in with yourself at every step and be like, do I want to change something? Am I still feeling this? Do I want to take a rest today? You may just need more frequent check-ins with yourself at this point, and give yourself more time than you think you need to complete tasks, because the cushion in your schedule and that empty space, that's you inviting the divine in to do something. You don't want the divine to show up and your calendar's full and be like, sorry, I have to organize my sock drawer right now, spirit, because that's what I wrote in my schedule, and it's very important. Like, leave space for the divine to come in and talk to you and work their magic. And you'll get little insights about small changes to make in your life, in your routine. And this is how you'll unite or reunite with your soul family. This is how you'll start creating together, creating physical things together, because you already create non-physical things together, I'm hearing. Create physical things together and experience abundance from them and experience joy from them. Look at what we have at the bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune. That's literally destiny. Changes happening, divine intervention to bring you your destiny. It's time for a union/reunion. And that's, yep, that's what I want to say. That's how destiny is working in your life right now. Okay, group 3, so thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extendeds that go up every month. You can also watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, anyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team. I just saw 3333, your beautiful soul family who is coming through, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.